so she can come in and swing the door open and make a grand entrance.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live Paranormal TV. I'm your host, Rob Hernandez, with our other hosts, Nikki and Rob. And our special guest tonight is Harvey. And I'm here live in our greater Los Angeles studios, and Nikki and Rob are in Gettysburg. And Harvey is in the Bay Area.
The Bay Area of California, absolutely.
Awesome. So how are you guys all doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic. I'm excited for tonight's live Paranormal TV show. And it's going to be sad because we've been doing them quite so often. And tomorrow we're going to have to sneak another one in. I was going to say it's coming to an end, but we're going to have to figure out a way to sneak one more in tomorrow.
You got the bug again, Rob?
What's that?
You got the bug again.
Yeah, I think so. You know what it is this format is great. The one thing that's, kind of different with this format is we can investigate and do our thing. And then we have Rob in studios in LA, kind of overseeing everything, helping everything go along and investigating with us too. So kind of, it really helps our live production. So this new format is really cool. And we have a very special presentation tonight with Harvey Althaus. And, Harvey, you come on our show, our podcast all the time, but we've never really done anything live like this.
Yeah.
No,
and so we decided to bring you to one of your favorite cities. Mm-hmm. And we did it specifically for you. This is it.
This is the Harvey stream.
I appreciate it.
And on top of it, we are going to do an investigation, run our spirit box, have you read the room. So I don't want to give away too much stuff right now because obviously if you're going to read the room and kind of do a little remote too, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense for me to tell you the surprise of where we're at. But it's a little bit different than you're probably thinking. So,
well, a little bit, but just to begin with, where you're at right now, is there a small animal that runs in the house right now? Is there like I want to say it's a cat. I can be wrong, but
within this particular building, there are many animals.
Okay.
But there is a cat in this building. Okay.
Does it happen to be a white or light colored cat?
Yes, it does.
Okay. This cat knows what's going on there, has seen it, and has interacted with it. Okay.
Oh. I thought you were going to say, is there a lamp here? I was like, Harvey, you're losing it.
What?
Well,
my hat.
There may or may not be a lamp where you're sitting. I could be wrong.
No, but anyway,
so Harvey could be wrong.
So if you see the cat tonight, that particular cat, follow them.
Okay.
Because they have a weird relationship with, what's going on there. Okay. And if you see this cat and you see it, well, you know what animals do. Some will just stare and they'll look at a blank wall, or, they'll freak out. This cat walks around like it's on guard all the time.
Oh.
Okay. So it's kind of looking like it's looking for a fight or something, and it has a knowing, and it's very good at going up and looking into doors and doing this, not going in, just doing this.
Right.
Make sure, if you see that tonight, go in. Okay.
Got it.
All right.
Well, for those of you who are new to Live Paranormal and haven't liked our Facebook page yet, please go like it. But,
please.
Like I said, Harvey is a staple of Live Paranormal Spotlight Radio.
Yes.
And our occasional free reading night.
Yes.
And that usually happens on a whim. I'm like, hey, Harvey, you want to do it tonight? And you're like, I don't know, not tonight. And then you're like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, we're both fickle. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Yeah. So, Harvey, why don't you kind of introduce yourself to the Live Paranormal TV audience, who may be a little bit different than our podcast or live radio show.
Right. Okay. Hello. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining. This is my first time on the show with Rob and Nikki. But anyways, it's going to be exciting. Like I said, my name's Harvey Althaus. I am sensitive, I guess. That's what I've been told, or intuitive, or people call me psychic. some call me asshole sometime, but
You know, we have that in common. That's why I like you so much.
but anyways, what I do, I've been around this paranormal stuff all my life, and my first inkling of what something was different was when I was about 4, and it stayed with me, ever since. And can I plug my Netflix episode that I did?
You can plug it in, as long as it takes you under an hour to plug it, we'll be good to go.
Okay.
If you see us falling asleep, when you want to go too far.
Well, Rob, I've never seen you fall asleep, but I've heard you fall asleep on the phone. So.
That's true. You know what? That's an ongoing thing that she may never let go.
It
did happen.
Yeah. Anyways, so for a really good picture of what I do and how I got into it, it's kind of like my genesis. Netflix came up with a original. It's called Haunted, not The Haunted, not a haunting, just Haunted. I'm on season 1, episode number 4. It's called The Children of the Well. And I don't know, they actually contacted me, they say, hey, you want to do this? Anyways, so I shared this story. So that's going to give you a little bit of background of what I had to put up with. Okay. A lot of people who see it, after they see it, I got people to this day still calling me, contact me from all over the world saying, oh my God, we're so sorry. We hate your mother. Well, she played a central part in my genesis, I guess, me getting into this. But anyways, so I do several things. And over the years, I've been doing this over 40 years. I do 3 things very well. I'm really good at jumping into the past, and getting histories from places. Remote viewing, that's ability to see things at a distance without being there, seeing things physically. I help contractors locate issues with homes or buildings, that they can't find themselves. And I tell them exactly where to find and what they can find. And I also do a lot of medical stuff. I know when people are sick. I know when people need surgery. I know when people, don't have this much time left on earth. And on occasion, past loved ones, as I'm doing a reading, they're so persistent, they want me to say something to the person that I'm reading, their living loved ones. And, they always say, if the spirit's willing, then it's willing. And then I'll stop my reading and I'll just say, I don't know where this is coming from, but blah. And, the water comes on and people crying and, oh my God, that was my father. Oh, you even got his fish hook, all this stuff. I don't know where it comes from, people, but this is what I do. But what I really like to do is remote viewing for the paranormal. I help people from all over the world, just like tonight. You're going to see, hopefully, what I do. I'll tell some history. I'll share some history. Sometimes it's not known by the investigators. And I kind of fill it in, and then they do historical research, and then they find out that I'm correct most of the time. And I have that history with Nikki and Rob. They already know what I can do. So with that being said, that's what I do in a nutshell. Oh, and I'm a preschool teacher. So I'll be watching the chat room over here.
Right. For many things, proper colors and numbers. Can they count to 2? Stuff like that. So
yeah.
Right. No, I'm just talking about grammar.
Yeah. But we, as you mentioned, we've had you remote view now for, I'm guessing, I think it was 2017 might have been your first remote view with us. So it's been about 4 years now.
Yeah, I think so.
And we're kind of just skeptical of remote viewing in general at that point, and we had you read for us a place that we had not gone to yet, but we had the address, and you have us just give us the address, but not ahead of time. It's pretty much to the point where there's no way you could look it up in the amount of time from when you start. So we tested you out, and we did it at a location that we had never gone to, and kind of this is where it built from that point forward. And what was interesting to us is we kind of knew you were accurate even before we walked in that door, because we went to a location called the Bell Nursing Home. And one of the things that you had brought up is you said, I keep like hearing this thing. It's like a little kid on his bicycle, but he's got one of those bells. And he keeps ringing the bell. I
Ding,
keep
ding,
hearing
ding.
the bell. And I'm like, we're heading to Bell Nursing Home.
Right.
We didn't say anything to you, like
Right.
you know that, but that was one to put in our pocket. And then
Right.
one of the more like obscure things, and that's what's cool about like doing a remote viewing, is a lot of the times on remote viewing, just with Harvey or just in general, is the obscure points that are made. And
Yeah.
it's like, how
Very
did
obscure.
someone know that? You know, it's not like, obviously if you're like, hey, a little kid died there or something, you know, there's an odds are we're going to a place, there might be a little kid that died. But what struck us, and we'll never forget this, we bring this up, is you said you could picture it. You walk up the stairs, you make a right. There's kind of like an ornate fireplace.
Mhm.
You were nailing everything as we walked in, and then you said the weird thing is you need to tell these people they have a bee problem. And we're like,
Right.
okay, Harvey, we
But
wrote
we
it
hadn't
down.
been there yet,
We
so
haven't
we
been
didn't
there
know
yet.
that. I walk in and I see and I go, oh my God. I was like grabbing his arm going, oh my God.
There was actually
For real bee problem.
an actual bee problem.
For real.
There was bees, dead bees, just
Everywhere.
carcasses all over, cans of like Raid bee spray,
It was crazy.
and the ornate fireplace. We're like, you got to be, you know,
Yeah.
you got to be kidding me. This is insane. So from that point forward, you know, and it wasn't even specifically like of a haunting. It was just something that you got from that.
Picked up the key
building
points of the
Yeah.
building to
that
walk into where we were going to be walking into, and it just
Right.
floored us.
from that point forward, you know, we have done a ton of work with you, and we were just so
Yeah.
impressed. So
Yeah.
you know, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
I mean, this is
you know,
what I
during
do.
some of our shows, you know, we've kind of touched here and there on specific things, and we thought this would be a cool place to do a live show with you. And you know, we're not going to tip you off at this point, but you know, when you find out, you know, you'll think of this.
I'll
cool
get
as well.
I'll get what I get, and what I get, I'll just share it.
Yeah.
And you know, if we don't know or if it's wrong, we will tell you.
Mhm.
And you know, we don't just blatantly say, hey, you're wrong, because you know, you never know.
Yeah,
But,
we
Right.
don't.
You know, it's you know, we do have a bunch of information on the house, and you know, I think this is gonna be a fun night. So
I'm excited.
we'll go through. We'll take the steps and go through maybe what you get, and
Yeah.
then we also have it set up that we all can do interactive spirit box tonight. So we'll also run a spirit box to see if it coincides with anything that you know you might get or we might know,
Right.
or you might draw and make contact and help
Right.
us,
Right.
you know,
Or
clarify or
hopefully-
have them communicate with us.
Right. Hopefully, I'll be able to direct you, you know,
Yeah.
around the building where you need to go. Because
Yeah.
as you guys know, you know, and people out in the audience, you know, I'm sure there's, you know, a few investigators watching too, or who have paranormal issues or their own experiences. What I really hate, it's a pet peeve of mine, and I think the spirits know it, and that's why they do it all the time. It's like they'll direct me, especially if I am there physically doing an investigation. I'll say, "Oh God, we got to go to the belfry." I go up there because we hear something right on the way up, right? And we get up there and there's nothing, and all of a sudden, right where we just came from, there's something going on down there. You know,
Yep.
REM pod goes off, or then we run back down there, and all of a sudden you hear the water flush the bathroom or something, and everybody's accounted for. So you run over there and you politely knock on the door just to make sure, you know, and
Yeah.
then the room you just left from, you hear something move or you'll hear a disembodied. It's just, it's crazy, you
Yep.
know. But I'm going to do a plug for my buddy Rob Garcia. He's the founder of Elite Paranormal in Kansas and Kansas City. Anyways, we had an investigation that was exactly that. There was this spirit that was running all over the place and was always a step ahead of us. So it was a 2-night thing, and so this thing like going in and out of the garage door. So that before we left that night, I said, Rob, do me a favor, tape that door shut because it didn't lock. Just tape it shut, right? Just tape it shut, and tape the back door out to the back back of the yard. Tape that shut too. And anyway, so the next night they went in there. Just get in there, and we're playing this tag, right? And all of a sudden, you hear the garage door open. It just, and you hear the tape ripping because he used duct tape.
Oh wow.
Right? Duct tape. You know what duct tape sounds like when you're ripping it.
Oh yeah.
So hear that, and then you hear it again from the back door. And then everybody's running. I'm not there. I'm on the telephone. And I said, he's in the back old bedroom, the small one that's now the storage. That's where he's at. And they had left a recorder in there. And the recorder picked up, I'm just paraphrasing. Who the fuck is this Harvey? Who is this? Why can't he couldn't hide?
Wow. That's funny.
Right.
That's
right.
great.
And the one thing that I got from that is we definitely will never have another person named Rob on our show, because can you imagine like a third Rob in the window?
That's too many Robs.
You just brought that up. And
okay, I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Okay, there's a Rob there, and there's a Rob down here that's on right now with us. But I know a total of 6 Robs.
Wow. And we should have them all up. We should have like Rob 9.
And I know 3 Nickies.
Perfect.
But how many Harveys are out there?
Just you.
Anybody but
well,
you.
And then there's one in spirit that I'm fond of.
Right. Okay. So anyways, so about the place that you're at right now, I don't know if it's there, but I have a feeling that where you guys are, because I'm just, it kind of looks because of the time, the wallpaper, that they have, back of you guys. It's that wallpaper. Or is it paint?
It's like fabric.
It's
like a velvet almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So they kind of ornate, they kind of restored the place, to look about the time period, correct? Mm-hmm. So what I want to know is there a crystal platter with crystal goblets with a crystal decanter anywhere?
Yes, there is, but not in this particular room.
All right.
Yes,
well, the reason why I'm asking is because it's very ornate, correct? Correct.
Yes.
Like very cut beveled glass, just ornate. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can be wrong. I feel that is absolutely not original to the house. Mm-hmm. This is just something that was bought, for the ambiance, bought in an antique shop. Uh-huh. But I can be wrong. But I hear once in a while, it sounds like glasses are clinking or something, by it, something on it moves, and people can see it or hear it or feel it, or, it's just like little chink, chink, and it's not like out here in the Bay Area when you never know there's an earthquake going to happen.
Right.
But it's just, even if a big truck goes by, it's not going to move anything. Right. And there's no wind, blowing anything, because this is heavy leaded crystal. Okay. Yeah. So that brought whoever it is attached to it, who was very proud of it, into the house, because there's several things going on just in that room right there, just in the room that you're sitting in. There's stuff that happens in there. Okay. Wow. In the corner at a 45-degree angle to your right, look straight ahead, look to your right to the corner. Uh-huh. Right there. I feel that's an entry into that room. Is this correct?
That way.
Oh, well, it's hard to tell which way.
Are you going, like, if I'm pointing this way or if I'm pointing this way?
Okay, because we're backwards.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it's backwards. Okay.
Your camera is mirrored, so.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is going to be fun. Thank you. Okay, so.
Totally going to throw me off.
I have a feeling that the entrance coming into that room, the walkthrough is like a wooden casement.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like a really rich colored casement, correct?
Yes.
Right. I feel that as people walk in, is this like when you? It's mirrored, so I'm going to try to. Is this one of the parlors by any chance? Like one of the main floor parlors that you're setting in?
Yes.
Okay, so if you were to walk in the front door, is it the main parlor, or is it a sub parlor or a ladies parlor? Because
Well,
a main parlor is a huge room. That's
at
where,
one point
Yeah.
it was divided. So you have
Okay.
two entryways. So I
Okay.
guess maybe they divided it into so it's equal parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it almost I think at one point it was two. They sometime they made it 2 units.
Mhm.
So
Right.
you have identical units, identical first floor probably rooms to either your right or your left depending on what door you walk in.
Okay. Okay. So but what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of ornate, woodworking. Okay.
Yes.
So, but here's another thing too. I'm just assuming that this is a multi-story building.
Correct.
I feel though that the actual main staircase,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's not the original. I feel that the pieces that they used, that they got, was from another property. The banister especially. Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, it is.
Okay. So with that being said, the particular things that happen on the stairs that are heard and felt on the stairs, I think I know what that is.
Okay.
It's attached to that banister for the person who made it. The person who made it.
They took them out. There were 2 sets. Well, there was more than 2 sets. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, it's not anything overly crafted by any means, but it's well proportioned and it looks rich, but it not really. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's not like crazy, gargoyles and stuff on the banister. It's just a
Right.
really nice, even lines, but it's time period. Actually, I think it's actually a couple of years older than the actual house, the place that you're at, but it looks good because it's close to time period.
Right.
Okay. But anyways, I feel the artist who put that together, the craftsman that made that, because it was all done by hand, is attached to it. And this is the stair stuff that you hear. Okay.
Right.
Because I feel, is it highly polished?
Not now.
Well,
maybe at one point.
Okay, well, what I'm seeing is there's definitely wear marks, where people would have their hands on the banister going down it and stuff like that. But what I do see though is more down on the sides of the banister. It's like, I don't know if it's slick from people's oils from their hands. I don't know, but I just see there's a couple of slick parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like they never get dusty, those areas. I mean, they're always like, pristine.
That makes sense. Yeah, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we haven't even really started yet. This is what I'm picking up just in the close proximity where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But back to that doorway, I feel when you walk through the front door, I feel that it depends on the time of day though. Okay. It depends on the time of day. I feel that people who are either leaving or coming, they'll swear that they see somebody standing just inside that room you're in, but over by like close to the door, to the door jamb right there, looking out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different time periods, as far as people, that have come and gone in the house. As a matter of fact, the windows, I don't know which side it is, but in that room, is there a bank of windows?
There used to be.
Okay, used to be. Were there 4 of them? There would have been long, skinny ones put together. What kind of would have had made?
I think 2.
Maybe 2 right
maybe
in
2?
this particular room.
Okay. You said there used to be, so I'm just assuming that there's just a solid wall there right now?
Correct.
Okay. I can be wrong, but I feel because of the size, and I mean, I don't know, but I have a feeling that there's some kind of moisture issue that where those windows used to be, they still have, there's some kind of dampness, wetness in between the walls from the outside wall to the inside wall.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So whoever done this, they did a crappy job, trying to, I don't mean to be facetious about anybody, in particular, but it was like we can't afford these windows. The glass no longer exists because they need to be replaced. Nobody wants to make that kind of glass anymore. So it's just easier for them to take it out and then stick a wall in.
Mhm.
But it wasn't the new. They just did a rush job on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So with that being said, there's some issues. Okay.
Uh-huh.
With moisture, and there's a possibility of mold, in between the walls.
Probably so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, anyways, yeah. So this is going to be fun. Already it is. So, but seriously though, watch for the cat. I mean, I don't even know if they're in there tonight or have availability, but just it's a good indicator.
Okay.
Oh, and Rob, earlier today, remember I asked you about your back, and you said
Yeah.
it's fine so far. I'm not reading into it. I just, I've done it in the past when I've thought about you and your health. There was something happened,
Right.
and before. But I'm not saying anything is going to happen. But have you been drinking enough water?
Probably not.
No.
Though I've got a Powerade over here, so I
Okay.
probably should be
Well,
rude in drinking it while we're on live
yeah,
here, because
and
I've been doing mostly caffeine and nothing else.
okay,
So I
all
did
right.
have water when you actually texted us today. We were having a dinner break, and I made sure to get 2 glasses of water with my
Okay.
dinner break.
Well, the reason why are you prone to kidney stones by any chance?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
Not
good.
yet.
Not yet.
I hope not. I'm just saying, or I know this is just conjecture, but I'm still feeling something about your back. So just be careful.
Well, my back is sore, but I think because I'm sitting funky on this chair. So I don't know if that's
It's the Goldilocks
if that's
over
the old
here.
age of the drive it took me to get here, and
Too
then
short, too tall, too hard, too soft.
this my back is killing me from this chair. I don't know if you see me kind of moving around, but it's
Well, I have. I mean, but I'm just saying. So this is just just be careful, okay? And Nikki,
Mhm.
as long as I've known you, you are so strong. You're the shield.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you're at these investigations. I mean,
Yep.
especially if you can take all the harassment that you had from that penitentiary.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
I'm good.
yeah, I think you got this.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely got this.
Okay. I don't know where this is coming from, but something about goats. I don't know why.
Okay.
goats.
Goats.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
don't know why. So that's just a lot of times
Yeah.
a lot of time I say stuff and it just sort of
That makes
pops out.
really good sense to. Yes, it does.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so people, this is what happens. I just get this stuff. Now you got to remember, they're in Pennsylvania. I'm in California. Wait, is that right? Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
They're
But where are
east.
the goats? That's what I want to know.
They're relevant.
I don't know. I just feel something about goats. I mean,
Yes.
it'll probably come later, but I'm not sure. Oh, there's a room about something with a goat in a room. Okay, I can be
Okay.
wrong, but I'm just saying this is what I'm getting right now. I'll work on it. Nikki's like, oh my god.
I thought maybe the goat, they say the greatest of all time. We were considered the best paranormal investigators.
Well, yes,
ever.
and we know
That
that,
was
but
That was the goat reference.
No, these are actual goats. Okay.
No, not
Yeah,
yeah,
no, real
sorry,
goats.
sorry,
So-
Rob, you guys suck.
it's real goats.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we'll get there. Also, okay, I'm picking up I don't know, some kind of a funky aroma, and it's something that's hit and miss. Okay, hit and miss. It's like there, and then you move and you go back, and it's not there, and then you go to the place you just were, and there's the smell. All right.
Uh-huh.
It's sour, grimy.
Does it smell like urine? Let's just be honest.
Like the circus.
Like this, like if you're at the circus.
How's about a dive bar in the Midwest? Yeah.
So like
Probably like urine, yeah.
So the funny thing is, and I'm just gonna go for it. Is outside our door, they have tours in Gettysburg that are carriage drawn tours, and
horse-drawn.
Yeah, horse-drawn. So there's been an unfortunate incident over the last I don't know how many days or often on and off where they take and dump the urine bucket right outside the front of this place. And I'll tell you what, you get that air conditioning going, it draws in that
Today
urine.
was 91, 92 degrees, okay? Boiling urine.
And they thought they were slick here, and they thought they were going to clean it by throwing some bleach on it. It was like chemical urine. It was
Okay. So is the reason why they do it, is there because there's a storm drain in front of the house?
A little
down
bit,
the
like,
street
and I think what it is it does kind of angle to the drain, but
not enough.
They give it a good probably 40 feet. Like you don't need to go give it 40 feet.
Okay, so it's got a nice little
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that's
there's
gross.
like people walking outside splashing it.
They're walking in it, and I'm like literally gagging. I'm like, oh my god, no!
Little kids are jumping in. It's real.
Earlier that really happened.
People are making little paper boats and letting it float
Right,
down.
practically. I mean, it was like ridiculous. I was like, oh my god.
Like we really watch a kid in sand was like
jumping in it, and I'm like, no.
So people are probably vomiting right now.
They were in Gettysburg, they're like, ah!
That was us.
Well,
take your shoes off now.
Okay. So, okay, that would probably explain that.
Yep.
All right. But see, this, like I said, once I connect with the place, I just kind of absorb it all, you know?
Lucky you.
So let me ask you though, in front of the house, close to the street, is there still, or had there been, I want to say there is, but I can be wrong. Is there an old hitching post? It would be a piece of pipe with a ring in it. And it would have been at the end of the sidewalk.
Not that I'm aware of. There could have possibly been, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Right now.
So Harvey, I don't know if you just saw me. I so rudely looked at myself, and it wasn't because our conversation was boring at all. But we have the owner is going to join us with her daughter.
Awesome.
And so the door is locked, so we're gonna go open it up, and then they'll come join us. Well,
so we gotta rearrange.
Well, we can probably have one sit here, and then we can have one sit on the bed, and then they can just kind of verify any stories and kind of let us know if we're on the right page. So I think it will be an asset to our situation today.
For validation, that'd be great.
Or if you guys can kind of rearrange how you guys were sitting last night, if that's any possibility.
It is not.
Not in here.
So we are not where we were last night. We're bringing something special for Harvey.
Okay.
So I don't think we can get any other chairs in here. We kind of.
We might be able to move it back.
No, I think we'd be. We have a spot over here in the door frame that Harvey had mentioned, and then we have a spot over here, so we can probably have them off camera and then just
wiggle in,
validate, and they can say hi and everything.
Right.
Yeah, no, that'll work.
It'll have to.
Yeah.
So do you want to grab them? And
I was gonna move this. Do you want to open that to grab them?
I guess I'll grab them.
Okay, and I'll move.
It does make more sense.
He's closer to that way.
Can I, while you guys are doing that, can I answer? I'm over here on the chat. Sure. There's some questions somebody asked. If I'd like to respond to it.
I could bring up the chat if you just tell me the name, and I can just look at the chat.
Well, let's see. I can't remember who it was, but it was the person that asked, if I have this ability, if I can help locate missing animals and people.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, do it. Chill. Which one is one?
I think it's far back on the chat.
Yeah, well, what I'll do, if I can address that,
I found it.
Okay, so Diane, if you're still on, this is your answer. You said, do you help with missing people or to be able to locate a body? I've been asked numerous times, and and I've actually helped on one case out here in California, There was about a 15-year-old girl that disappeared from a bus stop when she was on her way to school about 15 years ago. And I could see where the FBI officer was standing out in the middle of a field and that he had found a purse and that it had folded clothes. And I told him all that. And also, I guess I also told him about a white Ford pickup truck with illegal black tinted windows all the way around, and it had pipes in the back of it. And he was telling me he was looking right at it. It was a farmhand, because she was snatched out in Morgan Hill, California, which is a heavy, rural farming area, and where she went missing at. And but it's just too painful. I don't want to be that person that. I mean, I get it. The parents would like to know, foreclosure or whatever, but I just. It's like I shut down. I get really nothing, So I wished I could, but I don't. So I hope that answers your question.
Maybe
Okay.
can you swing around at all, or you're good where you are?
I'm okay.
You're,
Okay.
Do you want to be on?
You want me to be?
You guys off camera.
We need to help.
You guys are
Yeah,
shuffling.
we also, as soon as
We
they
need
drained
to
all of our power.
Where is it?
Livy's here with her
It was
her
my
daughter, and
No, you're fine. Where's the cord?
she might have to take us off again for a second. We'll be right back.
Okay, we'll take you guys off. Just let us
All right.
know when. If anybody else has any questions for Harvey,
Yes,
go ahead
please.
and type your questions, and then I'll display them up on the screen.
Right. And Rob, while we're waiting, can I do a shameless plug for, what I do on the site?
Oh, no.
Because I do readings for people. I do private readings.
If
And
you can,
go ahead.
there's a private chat.
Okay.
If you send me any links, I could display them up on the screen. I'll just type in the caption so I can share them up on the
Okay.
screen.
All right. I'll do that. Is that the one that's down on the bottom?
Yes. Yeah, nobody will see that but me and Rob.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, that's just our private little chat.
Right.
But yeah, anything that you want to plug, feel free. That's what
All
know,
right.
for.
Okay. Oh, what? Restream. What? Can't log in by link. Oh, what? I have to sign up for it?
No. Let me send you something.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So, oh God, what is my link? Oh, for God's sakes. Well, I just, looked me up on Facebook. And that is,
Here, I can do that.
okay. Oops. Oh God, my spelling. I got thumbs, Rob, like you wouldn't believe.
That's all right. So I'm on your Facebook page.
right. Yeah, you could go. Yeah, go into my where it says more, and do the drop down screen, and it shows services, and that's on my paranormal remote viewer. Are you on paranormal remote viewer?
No, I'm on your main page.
Yeah, no. Go to paranormal remote viewer, Harvey Althaus.
Here it is. More services. And let me share this link.
Okay, then I'll let you do that. Okay.
All right, no problem. All right. Almost there, guys. Sorry.
This is fun, Rob. Rob, how have you been? It's been, God, a long time.
Yeah, the last time I saw you was at the day before, like the get together for. We were at the. God, I can't even think of it now. We're going to the carrier.
Hornet.
The Hornet.
Yeah.
We went to a little party beforehand.
Right. Yes. I did that 6 years in a row.
Yeah, Wow.
Yeah, and I did Preston Castle 7. No, I'm sorry, 6.
Yeah.
Volcano, I did that once. Hotel Leger and McCollum Hill, I did that twice. Columbia, New Columbia, I did that once, and we were supposed to do it again, but some weird stuff happened.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just a lot of weird things going on. So also, I put the link in the chat below. You just click on that link, it'll take you to his site. If you just click on that and then just go ahead and like the page and follow.
I'd appreciate it.
So if anybody else has any other questions or anything for Harvey, feel free to ask. And then we're going to go back to Rob and Nikki also.
Right.
But if you guys want to have a Q&A session after, that's fine. Let us know. Just have your questions ready.
I gave her the opportunity to come late tonight.
Back.
And I think that was that.
Hello.
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 How is this?
Rob, you always get in the middle of everything, don't you?
Apparently. I feel kind of weird.
He's like,
I told her at least I showered, so it should be good. Now
That's
I feel
good.
like I should slouch.
That is good. Don't slouch, because you're going to hurt your back
I'll
even
be
more.
taller than him.
Kind of awkward, but we're good. We're gonna roll with it.
We're golden.
Yeah. Okay. So, and introduce me to the young lady sitting next to you.
Libby.
Hi, Libby.
Hi.
Yeah, you can talk to me. I know it's weird, right?
Yeah.
No, it's only half you.
So
see me.
Libby, pardon?
You're good.
I think that is she cut off in your picture?
I'm good.
No, I see everybody no
Oh,
problem.
you see her full.
I see her full, except maybe an inch of her left of her shoulder. Yeah.
Your
That's
shoulder.
so important.
And she may or may not have a shoulder. We'll never know. Leave the audience in suspense.
Jesus.
Good to see you
Rob,
again.
Well, maybe it'll be left there with the rest of what's going on in that house. So, Libby, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. Okay?
Yeah.
You personally. It's nothing bad. It's all good.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
But I'm being directed to your teeth. Something about your teeth.
Yeah.
I feel that there's some dental work that needs to happen.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel that it's I want to say in the last couple of weeks it's become a little bit more sensitive. Is this correct?
No?
No, but you definitely need to have that done. Okay.
It's me.
You?
It's me. You're crossing us. Yep.
And maybe it's that right and left. You're not getting the right.
Oh, okay. Well, then, Libby, are you worried about her teeth? Nikki, sorry. Take care of that. Stop.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to call you Miss Jaw. Is that why you've been sitting there rushing it down?
Yes. Because whenever Rob's around, I break my teeth.
Okay. So
She's like, oh.
It's all the stress he causes me.
So here's something that can alleviate some of that pain. I'm like, did they freeze?
No.
Oh,
They do.
You did for a second. Yeah.
We're intently listening.
And it wasn't very flattering. I'm just saying.
Okay. Never mind then.
Okay. So do yourself a favor. Just buy some plain old aspirin. Not Tylenol. Just bare aspirin. Take one, and wherever you feel the pain, put it in your mouth and just let it set, between the teeth.
Okay.
Trust me, it works. It'll take the pain away.
That would be
Tastes
amazing.
great too.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
It doesn't taste great, but that's okay.
It tastes horrible.
That's
but
all right.
It will probably last maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
That would be good.
Yeah, but don't buy. Do you guys remember Johnson's baby aspirin? The little orange.
Yeah.
Rob's going, oh yeah, I remember those. And Vanquish.
I do.
Do you remember Vanquish? Right? That was gum. That was gum, aspirin. Yeah, I'm a kid of those days. Love that stuff. Mom, I think I'm coming down with a headache.
Give me the go.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry to so take care of it. So Lydia, so what I've been Lydia, so what I've been saying so far about the house, would you kind of concur with all that?
I don't think she knows all of it, but definitely
Well, at
they
least
understood the goats and the
right.
china, like the
Well,
platter.
yeah, right. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on in all levels, of the place, and sometimes it kind of focuses its energy on one person at a time. It kind of like gangs up on. It's like you'll have, like sometimes people will have just one specific thing that they encounter or they experience. But I feel it just depends on where you're at, in what room the experience is going to be different. It's going to be noticeably different. Okay. So let's say you're in a back bedroom upstairs, you hear a knock, right? Or you're in another room and you hear louder, like somebody slumped into a wall or somebody pushed something hard against it, but nothing's askewed. And then you go, maybe you're in the hallway, maybe you're on the stairs, and you feel when people have some people on the stairs, even halfway down, do they feel lightheaded by any chance? Do they get like a, what do they call that? Vertigo, kind of like you off balance a little bit. I feel something on the
I know that's
stairs.
true because Tim told me.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 21, and my bedroom is on the third floor, and a lot of times when she walks up the steps from just the second floor, she comes up and she's like, "Oh, Mom, I'm out of breath." Like, and I'm like, "You just walked up the steps. Like, why are you, So
Yeah,
she
you're 20.
she has that happen on the third floor.
Well, Tim told me
Right.
that he felt like the stairs were uneven or something because he said he felt like there was he had vertigo and he said he
Listen,
felt like he was
Uh-huh.
drunk or something.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
kind of so it's kind of like a fun house effect almost.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but what I feel though is on that particular part of the stairs that I've already talked about,
Okay.
I truly believe that the person that handcrafted those stairs from the other place, because they made them as they went. When they didn't have these modern factories back then, they made them on the spot. So the craftsman that was working on that and in charge of that, he was, probably this is all he did. That was his specialty. But he became attached to the stairs, and for some reason, he's stuck in that middle part, where the people are feeling, oh God, I feel like I got vertigo. I feel off balance. And I just feel because, I mean, I'm not sure, but would you say the stairs are, I mean, I don't see them being too wide. I mean, they're not super narrow like they would be like in the back, back entrance stairs, servant stairs, but they just, I feel like there's an in between. You've seen grand staircases with the extra wide stairs, and that was the thing, back in the day, back in the mid 1800s, to have these grand entryways. That was like ta-da, But I just feel that the stairs they're grand, but they're not as wide as some would be. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, the stairs, it's completely enclosed on both sides.
Okay.
So it is,
okay.
yeah, so it's walls and it goes right up. So there's no
Right.
staircase, like railing on either
Right.
side.
So my problem is I'm 6 feet 5 inches. Okay. So I feel that at some point I would have to bend my head down a little bit, so I could make it up the stairs,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's that. But on the second floor, you're on the second floor, you come out of that dark tunnel, is it wainscoted by any chance? Wainscot, what wainscoting is, it's wood on the walls. Is that what lines the stairs? The inside casing?
Yes, on the second floor there is some it's paneling. and it looks
Right.
like wainscoting. Yeah, so that's the
Right,
same
right.
thing, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So on the second floor, I want to say, I mean, I can be wrong, but I feel that the very last step that you would, after the last step of the stairs before you are on the second floor, I can be wrong, but I feel like I would catch my toe on it. I just feel that it's it's too far out. The lips, the landing lip is too far out, to where it might need to be. I mean, I can be wrong, but there's something about it that, people would trip up it at the very last stairs going up to the second floor if they weren't concentrating. It's just something like a toe catches, but that's something that can be, dealt with. Also, is there two different sections of the house? I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
feel
house is divided. Originally, it was 3 row homes. And the house has since been divided between the first floor and the second floor.
okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
So
That
Go
goes
ahead.
in with how you mentioned the fun house. Like the house has been divided and separated like so many different times, kind of like almost.
so there's
like
a lot of different,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's very unusual the way it's laid out. It's very,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let
Don't
me
walk through in the dark if you
Yeah.
don't know your way.
I don't know how you would, that's crazy that you figured
Well,
that
that could be
out. I mean,
that could be a problem then, right? For nighttime investigation, especially if you go
yeah,
lights out.
Yeah.
Just put glow sticks, where you got watch
you
out for
go.
here.
Perfect.
Okay, so up on the third, I want to go to the third floor now. I'll come back down to the second, but I want to, and I'll hit all the floors. But up on the third floor, I can be wrong, but it makes me feel sad. I don't know why, but I feel there's a sadness, some kind of sadness. And you said your daughter, is it your bedroom? Who has the bedroom up on the third floor? Whose is that?
My bedroom.
Okay, your bedroom. I just feel there's this, like, you get up there, and I can be wrong, but I feel sometimes like I would, because if I was in there, all of a sudden it would feel like I was in a vacuum. Okay. And it's just kind of like all the air gets sucked out or something like that. It's temporary, but it's just sort of, everything feels closed in. But then I feel there's this, it's sad, and also I think the sadness stemmed from the fact that back in the day, and I'm not being, shown what the history is, but something about, um, back in those days when people had a third floor, sometimes they would go out of, especially if they were a fluent family and they had an issue with a child, that didn't fit the mold of the day, they would hide them away. Okay. And I can be wrong, but I feel that might have been a possibility, at least in your section of, of the house up on that floor. And the reason why I'm saying this is, I don't know how extensive a remodel that you have done, but I feel that up on the third floor in that particular room that had been a false wall at one time. I can be wrong, but I just feel that there was a space that, could fit somebody, but it couldn't be seen. And I can be wrong, but
No,
it's just, go
yeah,
ahead.
you're right. The attic was originally, there was a room in the middle and there were 2 crawl spaces on either side that
Okay.
they were not joined. And
Okay.
so in my bedroom, that one wall to the crawl space was opened up and joined. So there
Gotcha.
was,
Okay.
there
Okay.
was, yeah.
So, and let me ask you this. Do you have, and I can be wrong, but is there just one window in your bedroom?
There's only one. Yes, there's one original window. There was an added dormer on.
Okay.
Probably about 25 years ago.
Okay. And now I can be wrong, but I feel that particular window was, where you said your room is in the central, and you said there was that wall that covered all that stuff. I feel at some point the window was even covered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, because this is, and it was, and I feel, of course it's, the attic area, but, I feel sometimes even with the lights out, it feels like it becomes oppressive, like pitch black oppressive.
It is completely dark up there when
Right.
I have the lights off.
Right.
Like
So,
yeah.
So this is what I feel that this person, and what's weird is, oh, okay, it makes sense. I have no idea where this is coming from, and I can't, I'm almost kind of embarrassed to say it, but I feel I know what the problem was with the child, why they, but it was an older, like, young teenager. I feel that that this particular child was a hermaphrodite.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And back in those days, scandalous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So thus the sadness, thus the shutting off from the world. Now I can safely say that person did not perish in that room, right? They were taken out and maybe taken to some, hospital or something. But they spent a lot of time up there. They spent a lot of, it's like they were born, and when it was realized what it was, they were already put away at a very early age, and I feel that the mother really didn't have any connection with it. They probably had a wet nurse, they took care of it, but as they grew, especially around adolescence, it's just all that negativity, all that emotion coming out of them, and it also in the attic. Is there an old chimney, part of an old chimney, that you could possibly have been.
There is a chimney there. Yeah.
Right. So I can be wrong, but I have a feeling. I mean, I don't know how close you've ever looked at it or observed it, but I feel I can be wrong, but I feel that there's words scratched into some of the bricks. I can be wrong, but I just feel that this was that person. This was that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chimney would be, and because they didn't want to, like, it couldn't be obvious, so it's in the area that is furthest away from where people could see it. Like the three, like the two sides like this. It's on the opposite side, closest to where the down, where the roof comes down like this.
Right.
No, really?
Yes, that's exactly where it is.
Okay.
Holy crap.
So that's where you would find it, and this is where.
Used to be your room.
Yeah, and this is where I don't know if they chiseled their name in there or some kind of word just to acknowledge the fact that they were here. That they did matter to themselves.
Ew.
Yeah,
this is where
exposed on the other side.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah.
And this is where the especially in that particular area of the of that room, this is where that when it's dark, it feels very oppressive. Okay. Because that's where I feel that they hang out. So it makes sense. So the stuff that you have experienced, up there on occasion, not all the time, but there's certain times of the year I feel it's when winter first starts. That's when it really starts. It takes that change from fall into the winter, because I feel that even though they were locked away, sometimes they were able to go outside for very short periods of time. But back in the day, Oh, and plus also, you know, they didn't have central heating back in those days. You know, so I feel that the chimney was very important during the winter, and they spent a lot of time over there because, you know, the fire that went up the chimney would radiate those bricks. You know, so they'd have some heating, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I feel was going on up there. Now, back down to the second floor, that's kind of a hodgepodge of stuff going on there. Um, and I can be wrong, other than the urine buckets, you know, the gallons of urine that gets splashed out, you know, in front of your
We
house.
told her.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
I picked up on the
weird-
smell.
Yeah.
weird smell. I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
no, they,
God forbid.
because I got the weird smell, but I was just like, you know, and she said, you mean like urine? You know, so yeah, it could be that. But I feel that in parts of the second floor, I feel there's I mean, unless you put flowers, you know, everywhere in your house, you know, to me, it feels like on occasion there's a scent of like it could be either rose or lilac, you know, that kind of smell, you know, not everywhere, just occasionally, you know, up like hallway on the second floor. But on the second floor, you go up the stairs, you turn to your left, and I feel there's a bedroom right there off to the left. Is that, you know, or at least a door that goes into a bedroom? Is this correct? I mean, you
Yeah,
have
there
to,
would be. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel that this was a former resident or owner of the house. I'm getting 1912. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but to me, 1912. Um, you know, that was her, you know, her room. She was a proper, you know, proper lady. Um, lived through a bunch of stuff, but I feel she always made herself. She was always looking good, smelling good. She tried to. Maybe she thought she was a woman of society back in those days, but she wasn't. But I felt that, you know, she starved to have that, so she went out of her ways to make herself, you know, live that life without being able to have that ability. But I just sort of feel, you know, that, I mean, I don't know if it's flowers, but I do smell some kind of sweetness that kind of ambles back and forth, you know, goes all the way from the hallway to the back, you know, to the back of the house, up, forward, and then hits around there. Um, Also up on the second floor hallway, is there a what do they call that? Is there a wardrobe, an old wardrobe cabinet, you know, out in the hallway?
There's a built-in bookshelf area.
Okay. Does it have doors that swing out like this? Or is it
No.
just a shelf? Okay. All right. Maybe I'm picking up on something from a previous, you know, previous time.
Mhm.
But in that, speaking of that bookshelf, do you use it as a bookshelf? I mean, do you, you know, stage it as a bookshelf?
No.
Or do you just use it for knickknacks or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Just random, tools, outdoor stuff for the kids.
Okay. Okay. All right. So it's just sort of like, you know, here it is.
Yeah.
Is it 3 shelves about 18 inches apart? The
The
shelves?
shelves are about 18 inches apart. There's 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 4. All right, so they're about 18 inches apart, and you know, use it as kind of a hodgepodge of, you know, collection of stuff. Now you said it's built in. It's a built-in hutch into the wall. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Does things kind of like when you're up there? Do you find things laying on the floor from it, a ways from it? A little knickknacks every now and then.
Yeah. There's usually something from that area on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, like how, you know, like, you know, and I see you like taking, you know, just this is an example, picking it up, looking at it, you know, putting it back in its spot, and you could see where it was, you know, and you're just like, but nothing else has moved. See, that's the thing. Nothing else has moved. Okay. So there's that. But what I feel is that it's this lady that I'm been talking about, and she was very into things. If everything had a place, and every place had a thing. She was probably the queen of knickknacks back in her days, because you know it was all about showing off. You know, that part of society, showing off things that you have collected. You know, if you had been a world traveler, but even back then they had antique stores. You know, that you could pick up little trinkets and that. But I feel is that the thing that you find off the shelf, it's because it doesn't really go with the theme of what's on the shelf, if that makes any sense. You know, it's just like, it shouldn't be there. It should be either up on another shelf or it should be someplace else. So I see she goes to us going, nope. You know. So, you know, so she, yeah, so she's just doing her thing. Okay. Now, second floor, from that to the back, down the hall, you know, to the back. I don't like how it, okay. Is there, would you say most times that there's, I see a window, is there a, towards the back of the house, towards the end of that hallway, is there a window there by any chance? You know, if you're going down the hall from the front, you know, from going upstairs, going down the hall, you know, towards the back of the place, is there a window at the end of the hall?
Yeah, in the bathroom, yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you ever find like a lot of spiders hanging out around that window?
In the bathroom. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a reason. Because it's a really good place to catch flies, because there's another thing, there's flies. Okay. So what I feel is happening, this is this is not paranormal, but I feel that there's an opening on, if you're looking at that window, look to the left. And although you can't see it on this side, if you were to go outside and look on the outside, there's a crack about this wide that's separating the window frame, you know, from the outside. And the bugs crawl in this way, and then somehow they're getting in this way, and the spiders are right there waiting for them. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll send you my extermination bill. Yeah. So I mean, it just seems like, you know, you've done everything, you've sprayed, you've done whatever, you know, wiped away all these countless cobwebs, but they always seem to show up. You know, because it's a ingrained thing for the baby spider children that this is a good place to stay and eat. It's a good place to grow up. You got stuff comes to you. You don't have to chase it. You know, you don't have to, you know, run and get stuff. It just comes to you. You know, the bugs, they come to you. Oh, and speaking of bugs, and I don't know about this, but it's either dry rot or you have some termite infestation, and it's between the first floor and second floor. Okay. And it would be on that same side, you know, where that bathroom is. Okay. If that makes any sense. So that's something that you know, just humor me and just have checked out for your own well-being. Yeah. You know, because, you know, a lot of times for some reason, you know, I think, you know, bugs wait for generations until a house tenderizes enough, you know, especially these grand old homes, you know, back in the day, because they're made out of hardy woods, but it's hardy woods that they love to eat, you know. So it's just something that really needs to, you know, just check, you know, just check it. But anyways, so, you know, like I said, you got all this stuff now. Okay, I don't know where this is coming from, unless you got some. How close are your neighbors? How close?
Well, it depends on which neighbors, inside of the building or like the other building.
No. This would be in back of your building. How close?
Oh,
Well,
pretty distant from the back.
yeah, the
Okay,
back is
okay.
distant.
Mhm.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is, okay, so do you have a horse by any chance? Or do they have
In
a
the
horse?
front.
No,
No.
I mean,
No.
because to me, I can be wrong, but it sounds like it sounds like between the properties, at some point, I can be totally wrong about this. I feel that there was an old cobblestone path. And to me, it sounds like a horse, clip clopping over it. And certain times, during the summer. I can be wrong, but to me, it sounds like it's coming from the back of the
Well, the
house.
carriages do go through the back as well as the front. So there are horses that go by.
Okay,
back
all right,
and the front.
but at late at night, like around midnight.
Probably not necessarily midnight.
Okay,
But
all right,
maybe a little bit earlier. I mean, I
right.
don't know what
But
the latest they've ever
Yeah.
done.
well, like I said, I'm not sure. It's just I just say it because I trained myself a long time ago. Where, but I feel though. I mean, I don't know if it's cobblestone, but I feel that originally there had been, and it's probably still there. And a lot of times, paving companies just pave right over them. Because it's easier. Rob, you didn't drink enough coffee, buddy.
I know.
Yeah. See now, I'm seeing it. And pick it up on the telephone. Come on, dude.
Wake up, Rob.
Love you, buddy.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, but anyways, I'm still waiting to see where this goat thing comes in, but I'm sure it'll pop up somehow. But sometimes it takes a bit. Okay. So a lot of weird stuff going on at the house. Even some people who would consider themselves a skeptic, sometimes, will say, something strange happened. Is the place air conditioned? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Window units.
Okay. Okay. So window units. Okay. So window units are only for those particular areas. And,
Right.
God help you, you run from room to room just so you're not in the dead space where it's so hot, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But I have a feeling though, even in those dead spots, sometimes you feel that blast of cold air. Okay. So it's very quick, just like, but you feel it and it's enough to make you stop and going, oh, sure. Now the air conditioner's coming out this way. But that's how you rationalize it,
Yeah.
but it's not. It totally isn't. And I can be wrong, but I feel where you can feel it is down around, like your knee area, if that makes sense. It's just kind of, to me, I'm 6'5", so maybe your waist would be my knee, so I just feel that, it's at a certain height that you feel this, but it's fast, it's just like, and it's noticeable, right? Because you're just like, okay. All right. I want to talk about your kitchen. When was the last time it was actually updated? How long ago has it been?
I say 25 years ago.
Okay. So here's another thing. I can be wrong, but I feel that the water pressure is a hit and miss, when it comes to your sink. I feel that it's either gangbusters or you go to turn it on, it goes. So
Yeah, we do have issues with the water pressure.
yeah, so what needs, well, you need new pipes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get some good quality pipes, and you need to pretty much change the faucet system as well. What you're going to need is probably what they'll bring is high pressure PVC, because it's a lot cheaper than copper. Copper looks great, but it's very expensive. But I think you're going to need to have that done, because what I'm seeing is, a lot of that, especially when you turn on your hot water, that, it's like a
Yeah.
knocking on the floor. Oh my God, what is that? Those are your hot water pipes.
Yeah.
Trying to get the water from the basement down down in your hot water heater. It bangs, buckles, because the mountings are loose. They need to be restrapped down. But you get that all
Okay.
taken care of with the high pressure. You get rid of those because a lot of them are old. See, when you
Yeah.
had 25 years ago, you had some of the pipes replaced, but not all of them. There's still a lot of old galvanized pipes in that house. Okay. And a lot of your systems, especially to your bathroom, is dependent upon those. And there's a lot of scale and calcium built up in them. And this is why when you go, the showers are it's like a little tropical, to me, it reminds me of like you're in a tropical rainforest and you got that humidity mist coming at you. With once in a while you get some water splash on you. So that needs to be replaced. See, and as I do these readings, folks, a lot of times the house or whatever the building, I'm not kidding you, goes, while you're connected, can we tell you something so you can tell the owners? Because they're not, what do we got to do? Spring a leak like having another great flood?
No. No.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying. So, oh, sorry. That's my, kind of scared myself. My wife came into the kitchen. I got the lights off except for this one. Do you want what? Okay. Hold on one second. Pardon. I have to help my wife here. All
Time out.
right. There. I'm back.
Okay, that was quick.
Yeah, just had to help her. Yeah. Anyways, so get that taken care of. A lot of that knocking, pounding will go away. And it's kind of funny because sometimes, especially when the water tries to go to the bathroom, on the other side of the house, you would swear it sounds like somebody's running down the hallway. But you hear the tung, 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 tung. But it's the hot water pipes, trying to get there. And that could be all taken care of by just going down, finding them and putting new bands on it, to tighten them up. It'll hold it tight, to the studs and stuff. Okay. And also while I'm there, let's talk about the electricity. Okay. Since we're all plugged in there as well. Does the house still use fuses?
Yes.
The little round ones where you screw in? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
No.
Is it a regular circuit?
Yeah, we have a fuse box.
Okay. So with that being said, though, there's something's loose. There's some kind of loose connection. There's something that doesn't. It's like you're like trying to turn something on, and it takes a little bit, and then it'll turn on. So I think that needs to be readdressed. Have an electrician come out, take a look at it. Fix that, and also check the grounding as well. To make sure it's ground correctly, because you have modern stuff in there. And the house is not built for that modern stuff, especially on that. You're probably on a 110 circuit, maybe a 120. But you got computers, you got TVs, this and that, modern stuff. You need a bigger service. You need at least a 200 amp service. Okay. And the best thing is that the county or city that this is at, they're responsible to bring the power line from the power line to the mast of the house. That that supplies it, and then it's up to you to have it connected, in the house, But get yourself a good electrician. Get somebody who's actually licensed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's serious.
Yeah.
Right.
For real.
Right. But that'll show up and clear up quite a bit of stuff, as far as electrical stuff. Somebody, I'm sorry. Like I said, the house has got me. Like, tell them this too,
Yeah.
But anyways, back to people are going, oh my God, what the hell? I can't keep up with what he's saying. That's what I do, folks. I'm sorry. I get a little animated when I do this because, sometimes the paranormal is just too serious,
real.
and
Totally.
I've gotten the best responses, by spirits, by engaging and actually coming out because I'm cracking a joke or I'm just being myself.
Uh-huh.
And I've gotten some of the best, evidence, because of it. Okay. So there's something, the color green, it's a dark green. Not quite sure what that is, but it's somewhere in the house. I don't know if it's
Sorry, it was an airplane. Okay, it was a truck or something.
I thought it was a house that was going to talk to me, really talk to me.
It was speaking, right?
Yeah. I was like, holy.
Green truck.
It was a big green truck.
Well, at least you weren't shaking,
Oh.
So, yeah. Okay. So anyways, so there's all that. So I feel that if you were to, I mean, it's easier said than done. It'd be nice if we had money to do all that stuff. Then we can do all the upgrading and
Sounds
upkeep
great.
that we need to do. I wish I could snap my fingers like on Bewitched, Uncle Arthur. Boom! You want it done, Sammy? Boom! But that, I can't do that. But I can tell you what's wrong. So,
Yeah.
at least that's part of it. Yeah. So. All right. Okay. But it's Charlie, if that makes any sense to anybody there. I don't know what it is. It's just Charlie. Okay? Charlie. Charles, Charlie. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure where that's coming from, but I just throw it out there. It's in my inbox. It's thrown out, but it's still in the inbox. One time I did that and I gave a name and the person's going, meant nothing. Then all of a sudden she scared the daylights out of me because she goes, oh my God. I just remembered. And it was her uncle. And well, it's not funny. It's unfortunately, it's tragic. When I was telling her about this name, and the name was David, she wasn't clicking, because she said, is this related to me by any chance? Or I said, I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but I don't feel like in a biological way. And then the next day, she calls me. Her uncle David passed away in hospice
Oh, wow.
at pretty much the same time that I said that.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So does the name have to be associated with the building if you just got random Charlie, or it could just be associated with, one of us or Rob?
I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel attached to the house. I mean, I can be wrong, but it's just a name that popped in, and sometimes that's happened before. I get errant energies come in. There's, hey, the house has already told you enough. Let me talk. Because there's a lot of.
Why don't you sit here?
No.
Yeah. So.
Thank you.
I was gonna go over there.
Yeah. So, anyways, so that's where we are right now, and I don't know. I mean, a lot of it sounds like it makes sense, but I guess it's up to you guys to go see,
Right.
or
Yeah.
check, or but yeah, because this dark green color keeps coming in, and I don't know why. Go ahead.
The bathroom upstairs, the one where you were talking about the spiders, that used to be very dark green wallpaper in there. Very dark green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
So I don't know
sense.
if that.
Well, now here's something. Because it's weird because I get, I got green and then I got the name Charlie. And now that you were saying this, I'm just wondering if historically there was a Charlie during that time period with the dark green wallpaper, and maybe he was wondering where it's at or what's changed, Yeah. So that's very interesting. How much of the actual history do you know of the house? I mean, do you have like previous owners? I mean, do you have all that information?
No, I don't, but my my fiance is a local historian, and I'm definitely going to be having him look into some of the stuff for sure.
Right.
Previous owners and things like that.
Right.
Especially
Okay.
like with the attic story and like
Yeah.
that. It's so interesting.
You know,
and the first thing I'm doing is going to check.
That would, yes, you have to let me know. Oh my God.
Right. See, Nikki, when I was talking about that, you kept doing this.
I know, because I was like, oh my God, I want to know.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Well, I mean, I only get glimpse, and a lot of it is I have to try to wrap some kind of make some kind of sense out of it to where I can articulate it.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it comes from. It just comes to me. So instead of just filtering it, I share it. And a lot of times, and here's a classic situation to where the people don't know until they do historical research. Then they find out that I was correct. But it might be hard to prove about the hermaphrodite child.
Sure, yeah.
Because think about it. If these people were that desperate to keep that child hidden away, then why would they have any record of them? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's just a mistake. We have a mistake. We feed. It's a lot of food. You can feed an extra person. Oh, that's okay. We like leftovers. So yeah. So do me a favor though, and check out the chimney. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like to go do that soon.
Yeah, we kind of dying
I'll
to
do it as soon
know.
as I go home.
Yes.
Now I don't know. I mean, I can be wrong, but to me, it doesn't feel like a complete name. But I feel like possibly just could be initials, or it could just be like the start of maybe just a word. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If there's a letter, I'm sold. I'll be like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I think it's going to say Charlie.
If it says Charlie, I don't know.
You're gonna like lose your shit.
Wow. Wow. That would be
craziness.
Hey, should we make bets? Should we do a
Dude,
pool?
I don't know. What, Rob, can I borrow money so I can make a bet?
Yes, I'll take Castra for $50. Okay, who's going to cover that? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, that'll be very interesting. And sometimes I don't hear back from people for a while, but then I hear back from them in the validation. See, I people think that I'm on drugs half the time. No, my drug's validation.
Right.
And it just really, I'm not, I'm very humble about this, but it's just because, I just share whatever I get. And if it means something to somebody, then great. And if it doesn't, there's no harm,
Right.
But it's just kind of bizarre though, how specific of things that I pick up, like Rob said earlier, during the introduction. Wake up, Rob. Mr. Sandman.
I wish
Bring
I could
me a
figure out how to sleep with my eyes open.
He almost did one time when we were on investigation.
Yeah.
What was this?
That was when we were in Kentucky.
I fell asleep.
The one that you fell asleep in is you don't remember.
Yeah, that's why. When was it?
Exactly. He fell asleep.
You have to give me cut me a little slack on the one
It was
time
after 10
I fell
p.m.
asleep on air.
Yeah, he
Oh my
did. He fell asleep on air. I could have killed him.
You know what? That was right after my leg surgery. And I was still
care.
taking like heavy doses of pills. I was like, this won't affect me till after the show. And, like,
I
for,
don't
like,
talk
a
to
week
him when
straight,
he takes pills. I can't.
It was like, hey, primarily it took like maybe 45 minutes, an hour to kick in. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll take it now. It kicked in like in 12 minutes. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
she's like, you're
And
snoring.
here's
I didn't hear
my
any of it.
impression. Here's my impression of you acting like one of the Young Guns. Remember that movie,
Right.
Young Guns, with Emilio Estevez? After they had those magic shrooms.
all I remember is I had my headphones in, and next thing I know, the phone was ringing. I was like, huh. And she's like, the show's over, a-hole. I was like, oh, okay.
With a slew of other really descriptive words.
Did she call you to tell you that the show was over?
Yeah,
Rob,
that's what
I've
I
already
actually got
left.
woken up on the phone ringing in my ears.
Oh my
And it was a
gosh.
whole slew of other words thereafter.
But to
And
my
he was like,
defense,
whoa.
I had major surgery like 1 week previous.
Excuses.
Should I have
You
even
hear
have
this?
been on air? I don't think so.
Right, right,
Hindsight
right,
on that one.
right. No, I get that. So I'll cut you some slack. Absolutely.
I won't.
But hey, look, I was going to take a nap because usually, what time is it right now? My time? It's 9:42 my time, so it's pretty late back there. But my routine, I come home from work, and my wife will say, "Yes, he does." I take a nap for about an hour or so, wake up for dinner, do the dishes, fall asleep in my chair for 2 or 3 hours, then go to bed.
It's
Nice.
tough getting
I could
old.
do that. That schedule sounds good to me. I took a
Yeah,
nap after.
especially now. I mean, I'm going to be 59 in a few days, and my oldest daughter the other day, she comes up to me, "Dad, I was trying to get your attention, but you were snoring like a chainsaw." And I was sitting in my chair, and I says, "Well, what do you mean? I know I snore, but," I says, "Well, why didn't you try to wake me up?" She goes, "Oh no, I know what you're like."
Oh yeah.
But
I often say though, like you officially know when you're old is when you fall asleep sitting up in a chair.
Okay, I've been doing that for a long time. I
think
have
that's
narcolepsy.
well,
When you don't even reach
you're
that
right.
stage.
Yeah, you're right. That's why all the memes that you see of older people, especially guys on Facebook, they're all sitting in lounge chairs, passed out.
Right.
All of them.
Yeah.
So my mistake was getting a lounge chair.
You gotta throw it out.
Yep. The second I sit down and I legs go up like this,
You're out. You're like the doll.
Rob number 2 is going, yeah, I know what he's going to say.
Roll back and you're like a doll.
Those chairs should have a warning label on them.
Yes, they should. So should the booths at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. What you need is a nice wooden chair that really kills your back when you're tired, like I'm sitting on right now. So I think maybe that's the back.
He whines so much, guys.
Well, he sent me a text message like 6 o'clock. He's like,
Well, no, I did. I don't know. Maybe it's just you're being oversensitive about it tonight. I don't know, and I picked up on it. But I don't know.
I'm just always.
He's always
I'm always just
oversensitive.
really sensitive. It's when people see me like, oh God, there he goes again.
There goes that
super
sensitive guy. Super fragile, super sensitive guy.
Oh, that's too crazy.
When I show up, Libby's probably like, oh God, is he gonna cry today?
So what's he gonna break?
Yeah.
What's he gonna cry about?
Always some kind of sensitive stories. You never know. Can't see anything around him. It's awful.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But anyways, so I think you got your work cut out for you tonight. Watch the cat if he's going to be there. Definitely, hang out by that window by the bathroom. The right where you're at, right by the entry, right there. The stairs. The second floor where that bedroom should have been. Right there, anywhere in the hall, and upstairs. And if you can, just text me. Just say we found it, or you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're still looking.
Yeah, we're still looking. But on the serious side, though, the things that I connected with the house, especially if there is termite damage, which I think there is, and some mold because of moisture, that needs to be addressed. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I'm amazed. It was like you're walking through the house and you're here.
I know, right?
Other people
How do you know I'm
may
not?
know but I live here, and I'm like,
She was
You're
like, what the hell?
So I think
And
the
this-
next thing I have to ask you though.
Go ahead.
Harvey,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We were going to run a spirit box on the show. Did you want to stay in for a quick spirit box session,
Sure.
or do you have to go?
No.
Is it past
Well,
your bedtime?
Well, I've been fighting. I have my pillow right here. No, I've been
Are
resting my arm
you
on
in
it.
your recliner or not? Because if
No, I'm actually in my kitchen. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
All right, so
And
now we're going to cue up Rob. And Rob, you want to get that the spirit box, set up and maybe explain what we're going to do to the audience, or what we're going to do for the audience, and
Yeah,
see what we
sure.
come up with.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a spirit box session from my location, and it's going to be running in reverse audio.
Ooh.
I sped it up a little bit. So earlier we were running during our last live show. We were running it at 200 milliseconds. I'm going to speed it up to about 150 milliseconds, just so, just to see what happens. So yeah, when we're doing this, we shouldn't be able to hear any understandable words coming through. But last time we did, I mean, we've been doing this for quite a while, and we've just got some amazing results and full sentences. So, and in different languages, we're getting German.
Ich spreche Sie Deutschen.
And we're actually getting French earlier today.
And we had, which is weird, is we had Nazi come through. The word Nazi.
Twice.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell him about the special message for Richard.
Well, first of all, there is some legitimate, reasons why there might be the word Nazi or German stuff, because there is, I actually had some stuff from your dad that I took back for him. That was Nazi memorabilia. So, I mean, it was, that is 100% relevant. I drove home on one of our trips with a sword, Hitler's place settings and stuff. So
that's what's next door.
Right,
and
it's right next door.
Right next door.
Right next
so that was pretty interesting. So
in the room, yeah.
There is stuff there. So well, last night we had we kept doing these live streams, and we've had a really eventful last couple of days. And we had Richard Grieco, the King of 21 Jump Street. And I have to always say King of 21 Jump Street. Yeah, he was on yesterday. And one of my favorite movies was like Night at the Roxbury, and they always had this part where he would drive up in I think it's a yellow Lamborghini.
Yes.
And they would say, "It is. Is it him?" And they would go back and forth, and like, the King of 21 Jump Street, Richard Grieco. He's become a friend of ours, and he was really to the point where he wanted to keep going, And
I'm pretty sure I thought he was going to show up today. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. We did some, we did this yesterday, and the responses were pretty cool, and there was a lot of responses that correlated with what we were doing. And then we were reviewing it today, and then there were some funny messages. We asked if there's any message you'd like to give Richard Grieco, because I have a problem where I can't just say Richard.
He has to say Richard Grieco. And then he says the King of 21 Jump Street silently.
Which makes it like super awkward, because like it's a really long drawn on thing. But the response was, "Go buy toilet paper."
Richard, go buy toilet paper.
Using his name in it. So you just never know.
We looked at each other and we're like, what the hell?
Uh-oh,
So
is that a
yet.
wait a minute?
I really hope he has TP.
Is that a forbearance or?
We heard it. We were pumped up about it, and I was like, I looked at it. It's like the message I had typed out. I was like, how do you send this to somebody? Hey, we were running the Ghost Box. We're reviewing it today. And
just want to make sure you've
the
got
spirit
TP.
wants to make sure you have toilet paper. So.
Or maybe
you never know.
Maybe it's a coded message, meaning that we all need to get more TP. Maybe we can have another run on it. That and paper towels.
I ordered cases of it.
Or it's a code for something else, which would be something we need to stay out of.
Right, top secret, espionage spy stuff.
Maybe it's gonna be our new currency, because God knows $1 ain't worth the shit.
That's true. You got it.
No, yeah, it was funny because I didn't realize that you were saying that until like later, when I would just say, Richard, does this name mean anything to you? And then anytime you would address him, you would always say Richard Grieco. And I was like, why do you keep on saying his first name? We know who he is.
That's awesome.
Because he can't do it. It's impossible.
You know what I noticed is, like, every clip that I pulled up today, just because I was going to send Libby one a couple of clips, everyone addresses him by his full name. It's not just Richard. Everyone's like, Richard Grieco.
It's kind of fun to say.
It is a fun name.
Yeah.
Kind of rolls off the tongue. Richard Grieco.
Or I feel bad for other Richards.
Yeah, they just don't
compare.
Well, what are you going to do?
Now I feel stupid. I'm the only one that was just
You like it, but doesn't it sound better to say Richard Grieco? Just
Feels
does.
good.
actually
It does.
does.
It something makes you smile by saying Richard Grieco.
So weird.
Well, that's going to be my new catchphrase now when I want to be happy. Richard
There
There you go.
Grieco.
You're gonna be like,
If you're
It
having a
makes you
really
smile.
bad
no
day,
cheese, everybody. It's Richard Grieco.
just remember, if you have, there's one thing you can take away. So if you're having a really bad day, you just gotta say Richard Grieco, and it makes it all go away.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Kinga. So when we were doing the session last night, Lucy came through quite a bit, and then I think it was during the last session, it came through again. Her name came up a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
But he said it didn't mean anything to him. But there was even something else. There was a phrase that was said about Lucy, and I said, "No, there's a Lucy out there that maybe he's just not realizing right now." But somebody named Lucy was trying to contact him.
Wow, cool.
And we've been, you know what the cool thing is over 2 days we've been running the spirit box and getting the same names coming through.
Yeah.
So we're not going to tell you what the names are, but we'll see if we'll get them through and see if
Okay.
you pull them. So we want to
Okay.
know what you hear, and we kind of want to also have you ask some questions. So please,
Right.
be involved in the process because we want, you just, get involved and see what you can come up
Yeah.
with too, and any
Right.
scenarios you want to, bring forward.
Okay, let's
All right,
go.
so are you guys ready?
Let's do this.
Do you guys have any questions you want to start off with before I start it up?
Who's in the house?
Good question.
Something Richard Grieco. He's the king of what?
Oh God.
I just want to see who's with us tonight, and if you want to come forward, please, make yourself known, and can you give us your first name?
We are there.
It's like, we have kids.
Somebody said Lincoln.
I heard Lincoln.
Rob. Somebody said Richard.
They say Richard Grieco. That would be amazing.
Sound like somebody said hi. Oh, I heard somebody speaking German. Wo ist das bitte? Fräulein. Zwei Fräulein.
Please repeat all of that. We just we had one of those window central units, the air conditioning's on, and we just turned it off. So now we can hear. It was really hard for us to hear. So
Okay.
I
was hearing some German words.
Okay.
I heard wo ist das and Fräulein. And I said du hast zwei, meaning you two, ladies. Rachel.
Somebody said Rachel.
Yeah, right. I heard Rachel.
who's here?
Edgar. Das kleine Kinder? Wo ist das zweite Kinder? Rita?
Messages for us? Hello?
Females looking for help.
I thought I heard prisoner.
I also heard Doctor, which is doctor from German.
And forecast.
Prison.
June? June? June?
Being
Who's in the room with Nikki and Rob and Liddy? Who is it? Jawohl.
Well, Harvey, I think what we want to do is we want to tell you what the significance is of why we're sitting right here.
Okay.
Is where we're sitting right here is where this is our first investigation today that we were able to do any kind of live stream like this. This is right where the exact spot where we captured the audio and the interaction with Creepy Stan.
Yes.
And I know you know that clip.
Yes, I do.
So this is where we interacted with a spirit that came through, who had just the creepiest voice. And when Nicole said, "You're a real creepy mother effer," and I had asked, "Are you creepy?" And the response through the ghost box, which is as clear as we're talking,
Yes.
I am Creepy Stan.
I am, yeah.
And this is where that occurred. And then the follow-up was, "Wow, you're creepy, you really own that." And his response was, "I think it's great." So
yeah, I think it's great.
So
Like,
is that
really
is that
great.
Stanley then is the one seen, in the doorway?
could be like watching people because
Right.
People get the vibe that like somebody behind this doorway over there is kind of like peeking.
Right.
Like
Kind of
watching.
pervy almost.
Feel like somebody's watching you.
And
all the
so
time.
we have
But-
investigated this room in addition to that,
Mhm.
and we have gotten the same creepy voice saying insanely creepy things.
Really creepy.
Super creepy, like a 10 out of 10 creepy things.
Wow.
Creepiest.
So we wanted to come back and bring you right here in the trenches with where
Wow,
captured
that's
our-
so dramatic. What the hell? Oh
Well,
my god.
Well,
kind of
it's,
like our Geraldo vault.
well, that was disappointing, that reveal.
Yeah.
Oh,
It turned out to be nothing. But it's kind of,
And
So
I think Creepy Stan likes to be known. So I obviously, if he actually relishes and loves the fact that he's creepy, I think he wants people to know.
T-shirts
So
made.
right.
we're hoping
right.
that we can maybe communicate with Creepy
Okay,
Stan.
so
get
this
down
is,
to the
I
bottom
wasn't
of that.
okay. So I didn't know if I was supposed if I should mention this.
Okay.
But in the
Let's do it.
bathroom upstairs, when people are in the bathroom,
We can stop.
there's the sense of there's something else in there. Okay. And I feel that especially, no matter what it is that you're doing in there, you just get this sense of, And I wonder if it's creepy Stan. I wonder if that's the same, you know, interesting.
Now, what
I get that feeling upstairs in the third floor a
You
lot
want-
in bed. Sometimes I wake up and at first I feel like there's someone in the room, like maybe it's one of my kids, but then I realize there's nobody there, and I usually just kind of roll around and go back to bed. But I've definitely had that multiple times where I feel like there's somebody in the room almost walking towards my bed.
Right, and it's like I'm gonna roll over and act like I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Right. But also at the
Yeah.
same time, let me ask you: have you ever felt? Are you a side sleeper by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and have you ever experienced what feels like somebody touching you on your side that's exposed? You know, that's up. You know, like on the hip area, kind of like just a little soft. You know, when you're laying there, you're laying in bed, all of a sudden you feel like this, like, you know, on your hip area. You know, on the hip that's up away from the bed. Have you ever had that experience?
I've had, I don't know if it's been there, but I know that I've been woken up at night when I had my bedroom in the area where you were talking about the woman.
Mhm.
You know, I used to have my bedroom there, and I was woken several times by someone touching me while I was sleeping. Like it woke
Mm.
me up, and I would just wake up, and then I think, oh, okay, and just go back to bed. But it was definitely somebody touching me while I was sleeping. Like it woke me up.
Yeah, and when I
And
was a
at
kid,
that point, I sleep by myself at
Right.
that point.
Yeah.
So
right.
He just
So
got poked.
That's what I was telling her. I felt like somebody poked me. If you watch, we'll play it back. It
you
was
mean
pretty
when you
weird.
went like this?
Yeah, like kind of like did that.
Yeah.
It was super strange because
Yeah.
it's that hard wooden chair that I got
It's
suckered
got
into wearing.
it's got
or sitting
slats
in.
in between
And
it.
Right.
it's got
But if you feel
slats
like in
between.
between
Felt
it,
like when you
like,
said about the hip thing, I got like in the lower back. Maybe that was.
And
the,
he never gets touched. Okay, like for the
This might
record,
be like the second time I've
this is
ever
like this
made.
literally the second time ever.
so you know,
Reach
it's
out,
kind of
touch
funny
someone.
because maybe this creepy Stanley, you know, maybe he just likes being center of attention. You know, not only but a pervy peeping tom, but
He loves.
you know, but you know, likes to engage. You know, which is kind of strange because that means you know it's an intelligent. You know, because if they
Right.
can interact with you like that, you know, and make that feel of a poke, you know. And one of the the first time I was touched, I was goosed.
you were.
I got a full on goose in the butt. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
and the second time, now I had never. When people, you know, on all the shows, they were getting scratched and these welts were coming up, and I'm going, yawn, you know, but it happened to me. You know, I even have a buddy of mine has a FLIR photo. I think I actually shared it with you guys a while ago. He took a FLIR photograph of it, and white is the hottest, with blue being the coldest, you know, on the scale. And you could see the line on the back of my neck was all white, you know,
Wow.
and it would radiate out white, and then it would go to the regular colors to red. And then another person took a picture of it because I had to bend over. It's like I was doing limbo just so they could, you know, take a picture of my neck. But you know, and it was just one scratch, but they saw it welt up. So I have 4 different photographs of it forming.
Wow.
So by the time it was done, it went from this side all the way over here, but it was at a 45-degree angle,
Weird.
right? And in the last picture, and the guy goes, "Man, how'd that happen?" You know, and I was trying to explain to him, I thought it was a nail, I thought it was a bug, none of it, right? But over my right shoulder, but I mean, I'm leaning back and he's taking my picture, and there's nothing in front of me. It's just blackness because we're outside. You know, nothing reflective. And there's this faint but red mist that comes over this shoulder. You can see, well, people claim they can see shoulders. and a head that they have no idea. They said it looks like an alien almost.
Oh, wow.
That's creepy.
I'll
Yeah.
send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's weird.
Well, do you want to fire? Maybe knowing now that we're here where we caught Creepy Stan, maybe we can,
Stan.
run the spirit box again and see if there's anything that comes through now with that knowledge.
Let me ask you this. I heard a lot of German, lots of German,
Yeah.
and do you know if there's that besides the stuff in the back that you told me about?
Well, there's
Was
like
there-
a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Was there anybody that actually had lived in that home that were German? At some point, was there an actual German family? Was there an individual that you don't know? You see, this sounds like
German-
Go ahead.
Yeah, none that could speak German, but that was that's my family where it's German,
Okay. All right. But I mean, maybe it's some of that. It's attached to some of that stuff that they have in the back.
Yeah.
But I definitely, heard the German. It said hello, and it said who's this, meaning who's
We have a
who's
German
this?
speaking person. We're gonna have listen to it and see
Oh,
if
great.
she can pull some of the
Yeah, you should
information.
Great,
That would be
right.
really cool. Yeah, we're gonna ask her. To.
Yeah, because the German that I heard, they're talking about. I'm just assuming it was you guys. It said zwei Fräulein, which means, two ladies. Meaning two ladies. Zwei Fräulein, right? And that's why I said, that there is two ladies, and I said here, but I didn't hear a response, and I heard the name Reichard, and I heard Ernst. So you're saying there's a bunch of Nazi memorabilia. I wonder if anything's in there that has any writing on it that it belonged to either a Reichard or an Ernst.
It very well could. There is a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of World War II memorabilia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that might be, what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe off of that. But it was very plain. I heard it.
Right. That's awesome.
So
We'll have to look.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, why don't you
Right.
fire it up? We'll do one more round and see if we get anything interesting
All right. Yeah. So
or
like
creepy. Interesting
somebody
or
said-
creepy.
somebody said the third floor. That's why I asked what floor during that last session. So,
Oh.
all right, let me fire it up. Nazi.
Portal Gate.
Nazi. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Did you repeat that? Did you say Nazi? Repeat that.
Keep this work is make and for when it's bring
Are you a Nazi?
Somebody just said shit in German. Pardon. Scheist. They said scheist.
You're and scary. Listen about just speak with ask keep help is experience.
Yeah, I thought I heard help there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did too.
Help spirit.
One case brain
Oh, it wasn't that, was it?
oxygen.
How can we
I think I
help
just
you?
heard skank too.
Somebody said third floor. So somebody needs help up on the third floor.
Is Charlie on the third floor?
Karma.
Who needs help?
A male said, I do.
Was ist du Name bitte?
Now,
Why do you need help?
Krieg? I heard Krieg, which means war.
Did you die here?
Was ist nicht gut? Ooh,
I said 9.
I heard slut.
Earlier today, we got a couple hits and responses. Can you tell me how you died?
War.
Krieg, war. France.
What country are you from?
Someone said Nikki.
Yeah. What's up, Ghosty Brian?
I heard Bob.
Is the creepy spirit here? Is he still here?
Yeah.
Right over here.
Watch people?
Oh yeah.
As a woman said yes. That was pretty clear. Earlier today, when we were asking about the creepy spirit, a woman kept coming through and answering the questions about the creepy spirit.
She was like, "Oh, let me tell you about him."
Can we talk to that woman again? Can you come forward? What is the creepy guy's name? Does he have a first name?
Creepy voice came through and said Bud.
Butterfoot.
That's what I heard.
Bud.
That's your name? That's
Like
sad.
this, like that.
It was
Will the
like
creepy guy come forward, or are you just watching?
I heard we shall see.
Yeah, I did hear a sentence there.
Somebody said idiot ghost.
Is the creepy guy associated with this building? for the items. Any messages for Harvey? We can all hear you. What's your message? What's your message for Harvey? Do you like Harvey?
Did they just say my name?
F word.
I heard Harvey.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Harvey.
I think I heard my name like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So I'm here. What do you want to say?
Somebody said get out.
I swear to God, I heard my last name. Was ist mein Name bitte? Sagen Sie mein Name.
Can you tell us his website and where people can get readings from? That would be one hell of a fun.
That would be. I heard Ernst again. Bitte means thanks. Please. Links means left. Like left.
So I had a sensation of getting poked in the back. Was that just weird, or was that something?
Phil, you felt it again?
No, not again. I'm just curious if that was a spirit or.
I don't know, but it's kind of amazing though. That I told you about your
So
back.
when I said that, I thought I heard a response as that was something.
Mm.
Did somebody poke Rob in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, poke.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Wow. He almost was asleep.
Okay, I heard a couple words.
Wake
Wake up.
I heard a cuz of something. I didn't hear the full thing, but that's the beauty of this is we can listen back and pull stuff out. So
yeah, I heard
Big
just
need to
after
get
you
toilet
said.
paper, Rob.
ow. That's my sensitive side.
That's so funny. Well, I have a message for all the spirits. So tonight, so that they can get decent rest, all the spirits have to come down and hang out with Rob and I.
Mm. Right.
Yep.
But then when we leave, they can go back up.
No.
I was kidding. There you go.
I heard he's coming. Who's coming?
Somebody said Andy.
Rob, who did you hear?
I was keeping my fingers crossed. They're going to say creepy.
No,
scan.
the other Rob.
Oh,
What did
see,
you
this
say?
is where it messes us up.
Yeah, Rob number 2.
We need to have.
Number cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nikki, do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Can you stick your head out into the hallway and look down the hall? Just humor me.
Is that a hallway?
Kind of.
As much as a hallway as she can get.
Well, because I mean, in between all this, I don't know if it was from the spirit box. I just kept hearing. I'm not saying it was footsteps, but I was hearing something, but it wasn't coming from the radio because in between that, I'd hear something, and
Yeah, no. Nothing
Okay.
over there.
okay,
But I think that if you heard who he's coming, I'd like to hear and find out who's coming.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Are you up? Maybe we'll give it one more minute, try to get any final messages, and then wrap it up.
Right,
Sounds
absolutely.
All right, let me start it.
Okay.
Can you tell us who is coming?
Who's coming? Who's coming? Somebody said that. Someone said he's coming.
It said me.
Who's coming?
The spirit or entity that said me.
What is your name?
What? Do you have a name?
You had a name. Tell us your name. Peter.
Eric Carlos.
Peter again.
Is that kind of creepy thing? Was that a human? Anything not human here?
What is your name? Who's coming? Somebody said hi, but it's a male. What is your name, sir? Jared? Did you hear Jared?
It said Michael, and then it said Michael again. I say Michael.
Palm line going in there. How many spirits are there in the room right now with Nikki and Rob?
How many spirits are here communicating right now?
Someone said Rob.
I heard Rob too.
Which Rob? Blue Rob or?
How many spirits are in the room?
Do you have any final messages before we log off?
I heard, I'll shoot.
That's what I thought.
Can you say bye?
Can you say bye?
Did you say auf Wiedersehen?
You're gonna leave us with a bunch of like obscenities?
You're screwed. They must be relatives of me.
When I say say goodbye, they're like,
I heard the word schwanz. And that,
well, you might as well give us some more swear words.
Say
for a
ta-ta for
send-off.
now.
Wow, it's hoping that creepy Steve would come in, but
We still have the rest of the night to find out.
huh.
Well, that was really
Wow.
interesting. There was a lot of words that were said there, and I think some were obscene, and maybe
Yeah.
some were meant to be messages.
like you guys
Well-
are the best and stuff like that. You know, that's
You
right.
effing
Well,
rock.
I heard schwanz, which is a German word for in reference to a male's genitalia. And I also heard, I think, Schwein, which is pig.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
pig genitalia. I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing
Um,
says have a great night's sleep than that.
Yeah.
Coming on
Right.
send off, but okay.
Yeah.
So,
like,
but I thought it
okay,
was very, I thought it was very interesting. So please,
Definitely.
do yourself a favor, and if you could look up those names, Reichard
yes.
and Ernst, because Ernst came through quite a few times, and
Okay.
I even saw over in the chat that some of the people heard it as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Ernst, is definitely a first name. Reichard could also be a surname as well. But I'd be very interested because if you have that much, memorabilia from World War II and mostly, German, then there could be a possibility that maybe some of the stuff, was not given up willingly. They had to, because I know one of my uncles was over there in World War II, and he brought back a few souvenirs, that he claims, and I don't doubt him. Well, I never did when I was a kid, but they didn't just give them to him.
Right.
But he said they didn't need him anymore. That's how he put it.
Understood. Yeah.
So but yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I did a historical place out here in my hometown. The historical society, is in charge of it. They have 4 homes, but I've only been in one of them so far. And it was the first medical facility here in that town that I live on the peninsula. And it was 2 brothers. They were, an older brother, younger brother, both doctors. Well, one was a doctor, the other one was a dentist, but he would help his brother on, surgeries and stuff. And then they got out of the business, retired, got out of the business. And then in the 1950s, actually 1952, there was a Mr. and Mrs. Schwartz that came and took over the practice. He was a doctor, but he was in the German Wehrmacht during World War II. And she was a nurse, during the war. And, they died back in the 70s, but their essence was definitely still there in that place, especially Mrs. Schwartz. And so that night we got captured 168 EVPs. And it was in Italian, Spanish, German, and English.
Dude,
Because
that's crazy.
and yeah, down in the examination room was also their operating room, and a small hospital where people up to 4 people would say they're speaking all kinds, because here now was mostly predominantly Italian, but then as the years grow, then the Hispanics and but they were Germans, and these people were Holocaust deniers. They just totally denied that the Holocaust ever happened. And I have an EVP. I'll have to find that and share it with you. Me telling Mr. Schwartz that the Holocaust was real, and she called me a Scheist Schweinkopf. A shit pighead is what she called me. And she said 999. And that I was wrong.
Wow.
Now they say she went to her grave, despite the fact that was all propaganda and it never happened. And, but it's amazing the stuff that you pick up. But we had 168 EVPs,
Wow. That's incredible.
But they're in that place, I can just imagine some of the EVPs that, it's a hit and miss. We don't get EVPs all the time. And I was the first person ever in that place, when they finally remodeled it.
We're going to go for 169 tonight. That's
okay, I dare you.
That's the new.
You do that, I'll buy you a beer, okay? I'll buy you a beer.
Then we're like, guess what, Harvey? We got 169.
Get ready to buy us those beers, Harvey.
But, yeah, you got this. But, okay. Well, I'm going to sign off because I am getting tired. And although I don't show it like Rob does.
You yawn one time.
That's going to be me getting those 169 EVPs tonight, you see, because he's going to be snoring. So I have to weed out the snores.
So can I suggest a couple places, to really emphasize on?
Sure.
Definitely the stairs. Okay. Definitely there. Like put a REM pod with with a digital recorder and just leave that. Just let that set. Okay.
I don't think she wants to do that tonight.
Right. And I want to say, in the kitchen as well, for some reason, I was going to talk about that. I feel that, the kitchen is also an area that's got some stuff going on in it as well. That could be a good place. Do you have anything for a static camera that you could just leave? Just let it set?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good thing. But the EVPs, though, you should go up on the, second floor hallway, and go to that bathroom. I think you'll get some, some stuff out of there too. So
I should go to the bathroom. That's the creepy part about the
Well, thank you so much, Harvey, for everything, and for Rob,
it was my pleasure.
For providing Spirit Box. You guys both rock. We appreciate it so much.
Well, it was fun. I like Rob. I like this. I like this better than the phone. So
yeah, so much better.
Wait, we can't really impromptu. The phone calls are much easier to do. So there's still.
I get it.
You're not getting out of the phone readings if that's what you're trying to do.
It's still gonna happen to you.
No, I don't mind doing those.
Awesome.
Thanks everybody who's saying thank you. But yeah. So, like I said, good luck tonight. And, And please, out of everything, the chimney is something that I'm
Fireplace, yeah.
really interested in.
Yes, thank you. I'm definitely checking that first thing.
We'll probably do that now. She'll probably run up there and
Right.
check.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can be totally wrong, but I just feel that energy was there and would spend a lot of time in that specific area, especially during the wintertime. But they would dread the wintertime. It was stifling during the summer heat because of poor ventilation, but during the wintertime, I feel that they actually probably just slept on the floor, next to the chimney so they could stay warm. So
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
try up there. All right. Well, it was good seeing you this time. Thank you for allowing me to do the remote viewing on your house.
Yes, thank you.
Please, do yourself a favor and try to attend to some of those. I know I just gave you a huge laundry list of things that, but at some point they're needing to be addressed anyway. So, I would sooner than not, especially the moisture in between the walls and the possible either dry rot and or termites, between the first and second floors, back of the house. So
Yeah.
all right. Oh, and the plumbing. Oh, and the electrician. Just double
Yeah.
check and
all that
reground.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and tighten up the hot water pipe. That stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for joining us. Thanks,
Yeah,
Rob,
thank you.
for doing all you do, and we'll see everybody maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Just watch your back, man. Just watch your back. I'm just saying. All right. Okay.
Funny
So
enough, that was the message you had for her last week. So maybe it's a rotation.
It transferred to you.
Maybe.
My back is fine.
well, except your tooth. Take care of your tooth. But,
Yeah, all of them.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, you got a beautiful smile. I mean, you always
Thanks, from here,
known
it's
you
great.
from here, but don't look
From here,
back
it's
there.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the rest of it's just like jacked. Yeah.
Right.
We'll get it fixed.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a really weird question because I've never done this for you. Where is the hang up button? To stop.
I think
where's
Rob
that?
handles all that.
That's the top above. It says leave up at the top. You can hit that.
Oh, gotcha. I see it. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm used to everything down here because I've zoomed
I know,
so
right?
much.
It's always
this
at the
past year.
bottom.
Yeah. Where's that red phone at? Damn it!
Right.
Oh, you tricked me to be on here tonight.
That's right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to do this with you, and good hunting. Rob, we'll see you again soon.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Good night.
Thanks.
Peace out.
Bye.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Got a lot of answers.
Did you say along the fun? Because that's what
A lot.
Jeez. Rob's like over here, like, I need to sleep so Nikki can get 169 EVPs.
We have our, I guess, work cut out for us.
Yeah, we do.
Today and tomorrow.
We gotta get her done.
169 EVPs.
Wow.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, and I got another show to do in an hour, so I'll be
Damn!
online
You're
for
like
another.
the showmaster.
We'll probably tune in.
Yeah, while I'm getting EVPs.
Yeah, we'll give you a like we're on number 27 right now.
Yeah.
right, well,
no, fun, but so hopefully we'll do it again next week, maybe.
Yeah, and then we'll probably do some sort of live tomorrow.
Mhm.
If you have something going on tomorrow and you don't want to come
We
live for
understand.
an hour, but we might go to some of the places, or maybe even a half hour, or we might just stream it. So
Yeah.
we'll let you know tomorrow, and you let us know.
Sounds
Okay.
good. All right, have a great show. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and tune in about an hour. I'll be going live again.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Have a